Hey guys, it's your boy, Escape600, back again with another video. And today, we will be ranking MLB the Show 20 cards in Diamond Dynasty. So I will be ranking I'll be ranking how I've used them, how I perform with them, and how they are in general. So starting off with Mike Scott. I have never used this card, and based off of what I've heard from YouTubers and like other people, it's like he's a starting pitcher. Like I'm pretty sure he's like a 99. I don't see anyone using him. Fernando Tatis. I'm actually not the best with this card, but it's an end game card. Bob Gibson. I do not pitch well with this card. He's a good card, but I do not pitch good with him. But he's decent just because he has a good pitch mix, and he's not one of the worst pitchers. Max Scherzer, I have never used him. He's decent. I mean, like, I haven't really seen too much gameplay of him. I've seen a little bit, but the gameplay that I've seen, he's been a little bit lit up. So, Giancarlo Stanton, I've used him a little bit in BR. But there's like a better Stanton in the game, so I put him as decent. Corey Kluber, I pitched well with him. But yeah, I pitched well with him. I think he's fantastic. He's good. Buster Posey, on my MLB the Show team, he's on my bench. But when I did use him, I was pretty decent with him. He's like high contact, stuff like that, good fielder. Craig Biggio, good. I like Craig Biggio, fast. He could play catcher. Good contact. He's good. I'm good with him. Joe Gallo, I've never used, but nobody uses this card now. But I know some like earlier in the year people used him. He had really good power, good fielding, low vision. For at the time he was decent. But right now he's still kind of decent. MVP Bryce Harper, I've used him before. I am really good with him. I like his swing. I think he is good. No, actually, yeah, I think he's he's fantastic because he's just like he's a really good outfielder. If you need like a good budget outfielder, you could take him. Ryan Sandberg, his swing's not the best, but I have been pretty good with him. I've never used his prestige card yet, although I do have him on my team. Sandberg, would have put Sandberg. I think he's good. I'm not being Cubs biased, but honest. But I think he's good because like there's some of the other good second basemen in this game. There's like Rogers Hornsby, but like that's really the only guy that I could really think of. Hornsby would be fantastic, but 99 George Springer, he's good, but there's other outfield options, so Jose Ramirez, I mean, like, it's a good card, but there's a better version of him, so why put him there when there's a better version? Ken Griffey Jr., he is endgame. I am so good with this card. I'm batting almost 400 with him. I'm batting, I think, like 370. His swing is really good. He's a good fielder. He is probably my best hitter on my team. And he's just good in general. He can make an endgame outfield. Babe Ruth, I've heard some people don't like his swing. His swing is slow. But I am also really good with this card. I'm batting around 300. I hit a lot of home runs with him. He's a good defender at first. I think he is... honestly, I think he's endgame. To be honest, I just feel like he's really good. Probably one of the best secondary first basemen. Rogers Hornsby, also endgame. He got the good power. Like, the speed's still decent, but, like, the fielding isn't the best, but I still feel like he's end game. Got the good power. Mike Schmidt. I'm not too sure if there's another Mike Schmidt in the game. Or maybe not. But this Mike Schmidt, like, I've never really liked his swing. And I've really never used him. I'll put him in decent. Dylan Carlson, he was good in the beginning of the year. Switch hitter, I think good fielder, good speed. That type of guy. I've never used him. But I would put maybe an egg category. Reggie Jackson, bad swing. I just never really performed with this card. Good power. He's a good hitting card. But fielding isn't the best in the world. It's decent with like silver fielding. But Reggie Jackson, I just never hit the ball with him. Honestly, he's just really bad. Sorry, Yankee fans, but I just don't like him. And there's better options in the outfield. Honus Wagner, again, I don't think I've used this card. But what I've seen, he is fantastic. Good for speed type of builds. Jimmy Fox is endgame. His primary position is first base, but you can also put him at catcher, which makes him really good. And he's probably the best catcher in MLB Show 20 right now. Luis Robert, again, I've never used him, but he's like a good budget type of outfielder, so I'll put him in good. Gary Sheffield, I think I'm batted around like 300 or so with him. He's not bad, but I feel like he was just used earlier on in the year, so I'll put him in decent. Ernie Banks, this card, I feel like he's such an underrated shortstop, and he has good power. When I've used him, I was pretty good with him, so I'll put Ernie Banks in. I'll put him at actually. I'll put him in fantastic. I'm not being biased, but I thought about it. I'll put him in fantastic. He's just really good. Like, honestly, Ivan Rodriguez. I think he might be like the second best catcher. I've never really used him, but I know fantastic. Like, I know he's really good, but some people I think just don't really like him. Like, some people like him a lot, some people don't. I'll put him in fantastic. Eric Thames, I've never used, but I'll put him in fantastic probably because he's a first baseman. He hits for power, so I'll put him in fantastic. Mariano Rivera, I know a lot of people get lit up with this card, and I've personally never used him. And you might think a Mariano Rivera card is good, but I know people say that he gets lit up on All-Star and All-Star Game Mode, and from what I've heard, I guess he's decent. Or like he's good. He's good on the higher difficulties then. Orel Hershiser, they say that he is fantastic. That's what I've heard from. I've never used him, but that's what I've heard. He's fantastic. Ted Williams. Like the card itself, I think is really good, but since like of course I've never used him, because you have to make World Series, and if this wasn't a World Series reward, if this wasn't a World Series reward, and if I've used him before, I would probably put him higher, but since you have to like get to World Series or you have to pay like you have to pay 1 million stubs, I'll put him in decent. And plus, like, there's other options in the outfield that you could get for a cheaper price. You could get Ken Griffey Jr. for grinding the inning programs. You could get a free Babe Ruth if you decide to put him in the outfield. You could get Mickey Mantle, Mike Trout for, like, a no money spent. So, Ted Williams, I'll put in decent. Kerry Wood, I'll put him in I mean, like, I don't think I've never used him, but I know, like, he has bad walks per 9, and I think he has a good pitch mix, but there's other options. There's better options at pitcher. This guy, is this Jim Palmeram, I think, or something? I have no idea who this guy is. Never used him, never seen any gameplay with him. I'll put him in Lou Gehrig, I'll put him in good, but yet again, I feel like Babe Ruth might be a little bit better, and Babe Ruth is a little bit easier to get, I feel like. But Lou Gehrig is pretty good. Ty Cobb, same thing with Honus. I'll put him in probably fantastic. Speed. I know some people still use him a lot. Albert Pujols, people, like, he's a World Series reward, and I know people say they don't like his swing because of, like, his leg movement or something like that. But I know that this card is really good, and I think he is fantastic. Actually, no. I think he's endgame, actually. So, yeah, he's endgame. This Justin Upton. Yeah, I have never seen anyone use him. I think it was, like, an events award. His price has always been, I think, like, not good. And, like, who's ever going to use this Justin Upton? He's good for maybe, like, a budget team, but who is ever going to use this Justin Upton card? There are so many better options in the outfield, and I think he's trash. Like, his stats I don't think are that bad, but I think he's trash. Like, nobody's ever really going to use this card unless you have a budget team. Clayton Kershaw, I think he is fantastic. Some people say, like, he's good and he's not good, but I've never used him, but I know that he's good. David Ortiz, fantastic. Like, once again, never used him, but he's David Ortiz. He's good. This John Smoltz, there is a better John Smoltz in the game who's better than this one, and this one is decent. This Mike Piazza, I think it's good. It's like another World Series reward, but there are better options at catcher that I could get for a cheaper price, so that's why I put him there. Nate Pearson, I'll also put at good. You could get him for the extreme moments. Like, he's good. Like, he throws hard. And there are better options than Nate Pearson, but he's still a pretty good pitcher, so I'll put him at good. And he's free. Jimmy Rollins, I think he's decent. Like, he's good speed, good contact, good fielding, but I feel like there are better options at shortstop, but he's still a pretty decent option. Adalberto Mondesi, I was really good with this monthly awards card, and he has a glitchy swing. This card I've never used, but what I've seen, it's really good, and his card is really good, except he has like 60 power against one side, but I'll put him in the fantastic section. Mike Trout, probably the best card in MLB the Show history and in MLB the Show 20. He is in endgame, no doubt about it. One of my best cards in MLB the Show. He has a good swing, good stats. You know he's going in endgame. Larry Walker. I'll put him in fantastic. Some people might still use him, and I remember, like, I really wanted Larry Walker, and Larry Walker's good, but I feel like yet again you could easily have an outfield of Trout, Griffey, and Mantle, but Larry Walker's still really good. I'm really close to putting him in endgame, but for now I'll put him in fantastic. And in Mickey Mantle, I think he's endgame. I am so good with this card. Again, I'm batting like almost 400. I think I'm batting like 368 or 354 or something. I'm really good with him. He's switch hitter, good speed, diamond defense, except if you put him in the corner outfield, but he still plays really good. And one of the best cards in MLB. Jim Thome, I've never used this card, but again, from what I've seen, he's really good. If you need like a budget first baseman or even a budget third baseman, I think he is fantastic. And then this 98 Bo Bichette. Yeah, I don't know about that because there's been another Bo Bichette who's been worse, but like this Bo Bichette, like he's good for a budget team because at shortstop you could have that 99 Carlos Correa, who in my opinion is better. I'm really good with that card. You could have 99 Corey Seager. You could have 99 Ernie Banks. You could have so many other options. This card is just good for like a budget team or like an all-time team build. If I'm being honest, where did I go? Never mind. If I'm being honest, Bo Bichette, I think, like, people might still use him, but I think he's honestly, you know what? He still has some good hitting stats, and I do know some people use him, so I'll put him in So I'm not really sure about that. So this is my MLB The Show 20 player tier list. So endgame are just players that I feel like are really good and some that I use. So that's my list. And then fantastic cards that are like really that are also really good but not like super high top. That's like the list that's the category that has the most. Good is they're good but they're not like really good. Decent, not bad but they're not like really good either. Not that good. Really bad, of course, is just like bad, and then trash is just like why is this card in this game? So that's my tier list for MLB The Show 20 players. I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment down below if you agree with this list or not. Subscribe, comment, share these videos, turn notifications on. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know what other video you want to see. I'm thinking about maybe posting like overrated and underrated MLB players in real life. I'm sure that will have a lot of controversy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys have a good day. Thanks for watching, and bye.